Hey yo, it's Lano and welcome back to the CraftWorks server. Today's video is going to be something just a little different. If you read the title, you already know what it is, and it is a world tour. So, in this video, I plan to show you the builds that I worked on throughout the season, because if I show you everybody else's build throughout the season, then we are going to be here for ages, and I don't have time for that. So I suggest you just check out everybody else's content and get caught up on all of that if you haven't already. But naturally, we're going to go ahead and start over here by my starter ship. So I started this season out with this massive boat, which I decided to call my starter ship, which in all honesty is bigger than any starter house should be. I mean, look at everybody else's starter builds. I mean, yeah, this was honestly just a massive thing. But I am just still in love with how this thing turned out. This has got to be one of my favorite builds that I have ever done, which I did showcase this in the, the favorite builds video that I did a while back. But yeah, so I put this thing together probably on, well, if I remember right, the second day of this server being up. Literally the very second day. And I basically no-lifed this game to the point that I got all of the materials needed, all of the copper, all of the terracotta and everything else. Well, was there terracotta? Yeah, right down there. There was terracotta, the mangrove, dark oak, spruce, everything else. And basically what this is supposed to look like is like a steamboat type of thing. So we've got these big wheels around the side and on the back, which kind of helps the boat move. And then this thing which raises and lowers these wheels in the back, which allows them to, make the boat move. And then ignore this back here. Cap has been busy. Go check out his latest video and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, this has got to be one of my favorite starter builds that I have ever done, and I don't think I could ever top this if I tried. I really went all out for this, and a big part of that is the amount of imposter syndrome I was feeling when I initially joined this server. So just to give you guys a little bit of a time frame, I joined this group, I think June or July of 2023, and I immediately started seeing how impressive everybody else's builds were, and I felt like I needed to do better, and then this boat was a result of that, which I know is ridiculous because I shouldn't have to feel that way around anybody else that I'm working with. And now I don't feel that way. I'm kind of over that. But yeah, that's kind of what happened there. So I'm going to go ahead and start this tour of the boat all the way down here in the storage room, which you can see I've got pretty well organized all the way across each side. And I didn't even finish setting up the other storage areas. You can see back there I've got some blank spaces, and that's because I ran out of things that needed to be sorted in here, I guess. I didn't really have too much stuff that just needed to continue to be sorted. But yeah, so I have a little bit of everything in here, and at this point a little bit of nothing, because I've kind of emptied out all of these chests since then and moved them all the way over to the mega base, which we will save that base till last. But yeah, so I've got all the storage in here, and I do have this spot right here that leaks water from a hot tub that is right above it. We'll talk about that here in a second. And over here, I've got a little bit of a crafting area, and then I had a couple of armor stands over here, and then some smelting and stuff. Nothing big back here. I didn't really go too all out back there. But the storage room was honestly an amazing thing, and I absolutely love how this turned out. This is one of my favorite storage rooms, I think. One of my favorite basic storage rooms, I should say. But all in all, I am quite happy with that, and it is nighttime. Let me go ahead and sleep real quick, and we will proceed with this tour. Alright, nighttime has been skipped now, and we can go ahead and carry on with this tour. So right in here, we have a casino room. So steamboats are known to have some casino rooms in them, or at least the ones that I've seen. And that's basically what we've got here. And E put this interior together, and I really love how this looks. She did an absolutely amazing job at this. So we've got some lighting up here using these shroom lights and the trap doors. And then we've got the roulette tables, and they look like they've got the cups on them. And then over here we've got a pool table, and this was actually a pretty simple design. I can't remember who E said came up with this design, but yeah, this is honestly a really cool one. It basically just uses these signs which have apparently got words on them still. Oh, sub to Emmy. And sub, please. You guys know what to do. Anyway, so they've got signs under them, and then strings under them as well, and basically it makes the carpet sit up just a little bit underneath those signs, which makes this look like a pool cue, and this is honestly a genius idea. Don't know how I never thought to do this before, but it's a really cool idea. And then we've got a little bit of a bar area over here, and then just some general seating. And then on out here, we have got a hot tub, which is what I pointed out down there in the storage room. We got a bunny that Oda left here. And then up here, we have got Gerald, who is like the staple of this ship. The ship would not function without you. Now, you're also probably wondering about these heads that are scattered throughout the boat. My goal earlier in the season, and I don't really know if I said this on camera, but my goal earlier this season was to get one of every player head in the server and have them scattered throughout the boat. So we've got Cap up there on the front. No, he did not put that there. I put that there. And then we've got a Jitterbug over here, and then we've got L back here. And we've got just a few more scattered throughout the boat as well. And then that's basically it for down here. Oh, there's my my pumpkin head from the Halloween time of the season. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get up here to the second floor, which has got a little bit going on as well. Hi, E. And then right in here, we have got this cafe area with an Oda and a Millie, and then my candy basket, also from the Halloween episode. And basically, Millie put together this little cafeteria, and I really, really love what she did here. It's super basic. It was using the starter materials, but I think it fits really, really well. And back here, we've got like the little kitchen area for the cook or the bartender or whoever is back here. Then got a water cooler, and then got a furnace and some storage and stuff. And it's really, really neat. And then up here is probably my favorite part of this ship, and it is the control room. So Millie also put this together, and I, for one, really, really love it. So right here, we have got a spider web that is in an invisible item frame to make it look like the steering wheel of a ship. And then we've got all of these other controls and stuff back here. And then we've got this chair for, well, the captain to sit in. And then I've got the Derpy Pig banner, which I put here to kind of hide the Easter egg back when we did the Easter game. But it just kind of remained here, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not too much else to this ship. I can't get over this room with all of the redstone stuff, and then just this. I mean, this is a genius idea. I really, really love what Millie did in here. But yeah, that's pretty much it up here. Up here on the very top floor, as you've seen throughout many, many episodes on this channel, there's not really much going on other than the smokestacks, and then we've got the control area here for the wheels down there. And then we have got the bird's nest up there. I think that's what it's called. Forgive me, I built a boat and I don't know the parts of a boat. But yeah, so we've got that up there, and that's pretty much it for this build in particular. Again, it's one of my favorite builds, and I can't get over this. I don't think I'll ever be able to top this one. But I think we do have to leave this one for now, and it's time to go ahead and look at the next one. So the next build is Lucky Stadiums here, and basically I made this big stadium early in the season for a PvP arena, and I really like how this looks. I mean, it's pretty basic. There's not much going on, but I like it all at the same time. So it's got a bunch of deep slate and spruce, as you can see here, and it uses all this sandstone. And then I've got leaves around it to add a little bit of color to the build, and then a dome-shaped roof. And it basically resembles like a football stadium or something, I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, I really like how this turned out, and we've used this a few times throughout the season. Most of the times I've used it has been on streams earlier in the season, but yeah. So Millie did the interior in here, by the way. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there now. If you guys haven't checked out Millie's content, be sure to go and do that. She is an amazing builder, and she does a great job at interiors and everything else. Just check her out. She's great. But she put in this, and I had the intent on coming in and using this as like a leaderboard and kind of setting up like a tournament in here at some point in the season. But we never really got around to doing that, and I think it's okay. It still looks really cool right here. So I'm going to start by going around this side here, and you can see that we just got a bunch of bookshelves and stuff like that. We've got little armor stands around here to make it look like kids are running around playing, and then just stuff to kind of make the walls look busy and make it look a little bit more lived in, I guess. And then this is the contestant room. And basically I've got the rules here for the game. This is where you drop off your items. You set your spawn here. And then you have your wooden swords here. And there's a water cooler because, I mean, you might need water as you're playing. And then we have a joke in the server about my doors, because my redstone doors have a tendency to hurt people. And, well, this is no exception. This is where that joke started. So basically, step on this pressure plate and it opens the door. As you walk through, it closes right behind you, and then you're in here and you're ready to fight. And I have got just about one of every other crafter's head on these pikes out here. There's only two that I'm missing. One of them being Nard. And every time he's on, he's streaming. He actually did participate in here one time, and he won. So, yeah, I didn't get one of his heads, and then the same for Archon. He won his match, and we never got his head in here either. But that's okay. So back out here and around, we've got little stables area, which we intended also on doing like some jousting in here, and we just never got around to doing that either. And then right back here, we have got the bar, and honestly, we spent what, a good 2 hours sitting here with each other, coming up with creative names to put up as the menu for the bar. Starting with the Lucky Lane Lager, the Kitchen Zinc, PvP Punch Champlain, Creeper Cooler, MC Yoda Soda, Fidge E Water, Millie's Mules, Gin and Toe Box, Pina Impala, Emosa, Daiquiri, Cappuccino, and then we've got El Presidente, Nard Apple Cider, Slow Jittery Fizz, Cuban Coffee. Yeah, we've got a bunch of different drinks that's named by each of us crafters, and I love this. I love the creativity that went into this. And then around here, we have got just like a little chicken coop, and the reason for this chicken coop is while we are fighting, people sitting in the stands can throw eggs, because they were doing that before we actually had a chicken coop in here. And yeah, so basically we're back at the second contestant's room, and then the same thing on this side. We've just got a little bit of decoration to add a little bit of liveliness in here, and then somebody sitting here on the couch. And then up here is the stands area, where you can just look down and watch all of the action happen. This was a really, really cool area, and I'm a little bummed that we didn't use it more, but in all fairness, I should have actually set up events for this. Got to do better about that, but again, I am really, really happy with how this turned out. And I think that is it over here, aside from my billboard, which has been vandalized so much. It has been vandalized so much, man. I cannot get over this. Look at this. I've got bunny ears now. Like, what the heck, man? What the heck? Anyway, I think now we can go ahead and go on over to the next build. And I was about to move on, and I almost forgot about this boat that I put in right here. So this is the mail boat. So as some of you might recall, Millie set up a mail service over here really early in the season, and we were gifted mailboxes to put up in our base. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know where I would have put a mailbox on that thing. So I decided to give it its own boat over here. And it didn't really get used too much. I've got a little bit of junk in some of these chests and stuff around here, but it's a nice little boat. Not anything too terribly fancy. And somebody has come along and renamed my boat Lucky Lance Zero instead of Lucky Lane, but we're not going to talk about it. That seems to happen a lot around this entire world. Anything that's got my name on it immediately gets switched to saying Lance. But now that we've got that out of the way, we can go ahead and move on to the next thing. So this next place is a place that I am particularly proud of, and not just because it's an idea that I kind of put together, but a group of us worked together on this, and it honestly looks super, super amazing. I started the idea, and then Millie and a few other people came over and helped with this, and It honestly looks amazing. And that is the Nether hub here in the CraftWorks server. So basically you'll spawn inside of this little portal area here, and we've got each of these tunnels that leads off in, well, its own cardinal direction here. So we've got the red tunnel being east, and then the bamboo one being north, and then west is the green one, and then we've got the south one being the copper area there. And you can see here, and I'm pointing this out for you guys that gets the world download at the end of the season, but we put these here that shows you exactly what is down the tunnel, so this way you can check this out and make sure you're going down the right tunnel for yourselves if you're looking for other people's builds and whatnot. But yeah, so basically what I did was I made these pathways leading over to these tunnel areas, and then I really wanted some lighting, so I put them underneath here, and then decided to draw in the cardinal direction underneath the glass. And basically I did all of the glass and all of this half slab stuff here just this way there wasn't really going to be a spawning issue in here. And then out here on the outer edges we've got the fog effect with the glass, and I am really happy with how that turned out. I've never done a fog floor before, and I know that I could have made this a little bit deeper and made this look a little bit better, but well, I couldn't really dig down that low in the area that we're in. And so yeah, we made that work. And then underneath each of these inner circles here, we've got like a custom biome in each one. So we have got our magma cube here, and then we have got this this warped biome here, which is really cool. And then to prevent having Enderman issues, those are actually just statues. And then over here we have got the Soul Sand Valley, which honestly we thought was spawn proof for the most part, and then a ghast spawned in there, and then Oda and I went in and name tagged it, so now he actually lives there rent free, and he appears to be loving it, even though he also appears to be stuck. I don't know. And then back over here we have got the Crimson Forest, and again we've got just statues of some of the hoglins in here. And then those piglins, those are actual piglins. As you can see, they're moving around and stuff. They spawn in there on their own, and that's pretty much it. So what we did was down each tunnel we made a specific color hallway using basically the same palette as we did in here, but just changing up the accent color. And I really like how all of these hallways look. I actually think this yellow one is probably my favorite one, honestly. But yeah, these outer bits here, they face inwards to these tunnels, and the tunnel that they're facing inwards to determines which color we put there on the tower itself. And that's basically why I've got all these other colors around here. So it's a very colorful place for the Nether, but I really like how this looks. So while we are here, we are gonna go ahead and fly up here to the Nether roof, and then we are going to take a look at this thing right here. So also for those of you who get the world download, we've got a board up here that shows you which direction to go to, well, which direction to go in to see specific things. So we've got my bartering farm over there. We will get to that here in a minute. And then we've got the moss pit, which was me and E. So that is going to be right down here, down this mossy carpet highway, I guess. I don't know what we're calling it, but it's right down here, and that's going to be our next stop. So once you come through this portal, you will see that there's a lot of netherrack missing around the ruined portal, and that is because I let Nord borrow pretty much all of the netherrack that was down here. And I meant to come in and terraform around all of this, and I never did. We're not going to talk about it, but instead we are going to go up here, and this is exactly where we need to be. So I never cleaned up my chest monster that was out here. Whoops, I probably should take care of that. And then right here was the original palette for the Nether hub, which we were just in. And then it kind of evolved into its own thing. The whole thing was originally going to be this color. I'm glad we strayed away from that idea. But why we are over here is for the moss pit. So this is the moss pit, and the name of the moss pit is provided by Isabox. And in here is where we house all of our greenery farms. So we've got the actual moss farm right here. And then we have got a lichen farm right here, and you should totally like and subscribe. And then right over here, we have got our cactus farm. And then all the way down here, we have got a vine farm right down there. And I totally meant to go in here and make a sea pickle farm, which I forgot all about until right now. Whoops. We're not going to talk about that either. But basically right down here, we have got an auto sorter that is, well, automatically sorting all of these items as they filter in, except for the glow lichen and the vines, because I didn't really know how to do that one. So instead, I just manually put those there, but that's fine. So all of them are connected up to these water streams up here, as you can see, and they all kind of just trickle on down these paths as they are made, and they wind up here being sorted. That's really all there is to it. I really like how this build looks, though, with all of the mossy cobble and the tuff and the deep slate and the actual moss and stuff being used. Really, all I did was all of the redstone work and all the technical stuff that went into this. E actually built the entire structure, but I helped with all of the actual redstone and stuff that went inside of it. So that was kind of a conjoined effort, and I felt like I should show it off. And I am actually really liking this. I really love the roof on here. So she put the roof up here like this in the event of us needing to expand upwards for whatever reason, and we ended up not ever needing to do that. But I think that's okay. I actually really like how the roof looks up there and right here. It kind of gives it that greenhouse effect, which I am okay with. I'm here for that. I love it. And that is it over here, and we can go on ahead and go right back into the nether, and we can look at the next build. So as you had seen earlier, the yellow carpet here leads all the way down to our bartering farm. So if we go all the way down here, you will see this itty bitty structure that just kind of loads in here. And you can see we've got the gold farm up there, which we'll go ahead and talk about that first. So basically up here, I made this gold farm, which is the same one I used in season 1 of my survival world. And I made this auto sorter down here, which collects all of the nuggets, rotten flesh, and all of the piglin heads that you will ever need. And that's pretty much it. You go up there, you aggro the piglins, they run at you, they entity cram, and then they die. And the reason I put that down there is because the bartering kind of works off of the gold. I felt like it needed to be together. And I am actually really happy with all of this. I think just that big ring up there, even though it's missing a chunk out of it, it looks really cool with this whole thing. I meant to take that down after I used it the first couple of times, and then I never did. We're going to ignore that. Up here, you can see the structure for the bartering farm. Basically, I wanted this to look kind of like a shopping center, I guess. I don't really know what I was going for, but it was along those lines, I guess. And this was my very first time using prismarine and endstone, and all I have to say is wow, because this is just a beautiful build in my opinion. I had never touched these blocks before, and I don't know why, because it's so cool. So this color palette was actually pretty well inspired by Thwip with his nether hub, or whatever it is that he's got going on in his world. But yeah, this is a similar palette to that, and I used a bunch of the sandstone to kind of break up the texture a little bit, so it's not all in stone here. So we've got the sandstone, and then the other sandstone, and then I've got some lighting behind these trapdoors here, and then up there we've got these pointy roofs and everything. And it basically is just one giant circle of a build, but it's really nice. And then up here, the flooring is just a bunch of frog lights with glass, so it's spawn proof and it's very well lit up, and I love this effect. I absolutely love it. And then here we have got some armor stands. You can see Oda here is currently dabbing, and then we have got a little Empress Little Bit that's playing with TNT. How fitting. And then over here we have got a piggy boy doing jumping jacks, and the idea was to come back in here and to add in more of these armor statues doing silly things and make it look like these streets were actually kind of busy and whatnot. And then you can see I never finished coming in and doing all of the redstone work around here. But basically, inside of here, we've got these piglins. And what's in these? I don't remember leaving those behind. Whoops. Anyway, so we've got the piglins here. We put the gold into these droppers. We flick on the lever. Oh, I still have plenty there. Yeah, so we click on that lever, and basically they drop all of their gold. Well, not all their gold. They drop all of their drops into the hopper, which feeds into this giant redstone sorting system thingy down below. And basically, I've got it all wired up. So if I flick this lever, it turns on all of them for, well, all of the areas. And you can do that from each and any one of these rooms. And that's pretty much it. And all in all, I am quite happy with it. The only thing that I noticed is from up here, it kind of looks like a pizza. Was not intending that, but I'm not going to complain about it. So down here, we've got all of our redstone, which was just a giant, complicated mess. I remember spending a long time trying to figure all this out, and the redstone is still not perfect. For any of you who get the world download and try this out, prepare to have problems. Just gonna tell you that now. But yeah, so basically each of the piglins will drop into their droppers up there, which feeds into the chests and then goes all the way down and leads into this giant auto sorter back here, and everything auto sorts, and once it overflows, it goes all the way back here into this chamber where it gets discarded. And that's really all there is to it. This is my first iteration of a super smelter, which I don't recall ever showing on stream, but I was using this for quite a while in the server before I made the one at the mega base. But I feel like the mega base one needed to be put in because I got tired of coming all the way out here for this. And yeah, that's pretty much it for over here. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that I'm forgetting other than the mega base before I go out there. Well, actually, my shops. Let's go to the shopping district. So right here we have got our end shop, I guess. This is actually Shulkin Bulk from. Oh, that's the one shop up from the overworld that I forgot to show you guys, but that's okay. It was just a pop-up stand. Basically, this is where I moved in my shulker shop right here, and then we sell the end rods right here, and then purple and the purple pillars, and then I've got my backup barrels down here. And there's not really much going on. This was just supposed to be a ruined end ship that kind of flew into the inside of the end island, I guess. The logic is not there, but it is what it is. And then out here, Oda put in these chests. He might as well make a profit off of us. If people are coming here for shulker boxes, they can just buy chests, and then they can make shulker boxes on the go. And then all the way over here on the opposite end is the Lazy Piglin. And this is probably one of my favorite shops that I've done, or favorite builds from the season. Super simple, but I really, really like how it turned out. All of the black stone, the other stone that's in there to kind of add a little bit of depth and a little bit of contrast. And then all of the warped stuff with the soul campfires and the little bit of diorite that's out here. That brought in a lot of different colors to the build, and I really like it. And then I give props to this for this interior to E, because she basically did this interior. You guys, if you've been watching for a while now, you know interiors are no bueno for Leno. But yeah, so I basically asked for help with this one. E, she did not hesitate at all. She logged right in, and she came right over here and started helping. And I really like how this interior looks. So we've got these couple of fireplaces over here on both ends, and then we've got like this self-serve bar area, and then we've got all of these tables and stuff to sit at, and then the actual shops over here. The items have been labeled with the prices of each item. As you get up to them, you can kind of see it, and then so have the barrels. But of course, if you get the world download, then, well, you're not gonna need the prices anyway. But it's all here, and then my backup barrel is right here. That's got all of my backup stuff in it. And that's pretty much it. Oh, there was this chandelier up here, which I really liked as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't detail the back of the build as far as I can remember. Yeah, no, I did not. Not at all. And that is pretty much it for in here. Now, to get out of the shopping district, once you get in here, you will go all the way over here to this circular part in the middle. And there's these water vaders that leads right up to the to the portal to get back to the overworld, which should take us back to the base. Okay, this is not my base. I will see you guys back at the mega base because that is where we are headed next. Okay, so I guess I should show you the Crimson Tunnel here. This one is the way to mine and E's base, and you'll basically just fly all the way on down here, and then you will turn right here, and then bada bing, bada boom. And once you come through the portal, it will lead you directly into my mega base, but I want to start actually up top on the island because that is actually where my mega base originally started. So there's this button right here, which basically sends you all the way up. There's an elevator right here, and you basically go all the way up here, which takes you into E's base. But the island was E's for the most part. I basically... What just happened there? What the heck was that? Anyway, so as I was saying, the island is pretty much E's, but I built this giant tree right here, and I never actually finished that. I don't plan to finish that. I'm gonna be honest. But I basically put this tree together, and I, for one, just really, really love how this tree looks. I think that it came out really amazingly, and honestly, I have never built a tree in Minecraft before, not even like a small custom tree. This is my first attempt at doing anything like that, and all I have to say is wow. It came out better than I could imagine. This is probably one of the largest structures I think I have ever actually built, and then I built it, and then I myself ended up not ever using it. Yeah, it is what it is. So now we can go on back down to the inner part of my mega base. Ow. Okay, let's get up here and in here. Okay, right here, we've got another one of my piston doors of death, as we've started calling it here on the server. And basically you'll stand on this pressure plate, and then it'll bring you on through. And instead of there being another set of pressure plates in here, I just put a button there. And that is because I've got redstone down here. Well, no, there's not redstone down there. It's just I don't have a room to really add in the pressure plates the way I need to right there. So I just decided to leave it alone. And there's this very nice sign right here that reminds you to close that because, well, were you raised in a barn? So you go down here. And if you want to go back up from here, all you have to do is hit this button. And it swaps out this block for soul sand. And it sends you right back up. And then after just a couple of seconds, it will swap it back out for the magma cube, which will drag you back down. And that's pretty much all there is to that. And then basically, I'm going to show you the rest of the mega base now. And you can see I've done some expanding. We'll touch on that here in a little bit. So starting from the portal area, well, when you turn right down this area here, you'll come down this hallway, which leads to my living quarters. So I have got my office right here. And there's not really much to tell about it. It's just a basic office. And I use this microblock here to look like a little computer. And then I have got this to look like a lantern. And I really like it. Not a lantern, but a lamp. And I really like how that looks. And I basically just I basically just spammed the microblocks all around this build. And I love how it looks. And then in here, I've got my bedroom, which never actually got upgraded from this. But honestly, it doesn't look bad. Then in here, I have got my wardrobe, which has got my Pumpkin Pie Pig Patrol outfit from earlier in the season. Again, check out the earlier videos if you want to see what that's referring to. And then we have got my Power Ranger, Skittles, M&M costume thingy here. Also, refer to some of the earlier videos to see what I'm talking about there. And then I've got my backup nether right here. Diamond, gold, and then iron, just because right there. And then all the way back out here. And across the rotunda here leads to my storage room. And my storage room is probably my favorite thing that I've done all season long because of just how it looks for one and how it functions as a whole. I mean, just wow. For one, look at this. Look at this room. This was my first attempt at doing an interior with no help, and I am so proud of this. So very proud of how this looks. So let me explain this the storage room. This is broken up into what is called a recategorizer. It's basically a really high-tech auto sorter. I still don't fully understand how it works. As a matter of fact, as of recording this, just a couple days ago, I spent half of a stream trying to fix this thing. Because it messed up, and because I still don't fully understand how it works, it does take quite a bit of trial and error to figure it out. But basically right here, we've got this shulker box unloader. So you'll basically take a shulker box, you'll fill it up, you'll drop it off in here, and it'll go up in there, and it'll feed items into the sorter itself. Or you can just drop items into here, and then they will start sorting themselves as well. And then back here, we've got the maintenance door. And then up here, up this scaffolding, we've got all of the magic. So the items go up this silent item elevator and feed into this chest here. And then from this chest, they'll feed into this minecart, which, well, basically how it functions is this will detect that there's an item, and it will send a signal to this minecart, which sends it all the way around, picks up the items, and then as it runs across these tracks, well, underneath here, it picks up whatever item needs to be sorted or whatever. I can't even explain how it works. But basically, it senses what item needs to be sorted, and then right out here, the corresponding lamp will light up, telling you which one of these is being filled up. And then each of these chests here, you've got multiple items of that same type. So like right here, I've got all of the variants of the oak wood, the jungle wood, spruce wood, and so on. And I basically did that all the way around. These are the banners that I had to use for the redstone to keep it, keep it from messing up. So if you get the world download, please do not mess with the redstone unless you just want to see it break, because this all has to be very, very particular. And these were left here just so I knew, just so I had copies of them. And then back out here, I've got everything corresponding to its own thing. So again, all of the oak stuff going into the oak chest there. And then right here, like all the mangrove goes in there. And all of the different stone stuff goes in here. And then, so on and so forth. And then like right here, I've got all of the terracottas right here, all of the concretes and so on. And you kind of get the idea. I could have set this system up to drop off like non-stackable items as well. I didn't want to do that extra work. I didn't see the point in it. And so a lot of the items that I didn't have sorted or that are not stackable ended up back here. And then my system broke a couple times, so some of the things like the coal here that should have got sorted ended up not getting sorted, and we're not going to talk about that. That was a discovery from the other day. And then basically back around here is all the same stuff. It's just another maintenance store here. And that's really all there is to it right here. Okay, so leaving the storage room now, once you leave and you come out this left direction, it will take you down these different hallways. These hallways pretty much lead to the same place, so you'll go down it, and you can see that each hallway changes in color, and that is to match the color of, whatever's being represented on that floor. So like this floor here is all purple, and that's also one of the other stops I need to make while I'm in here. So in here, I have got Bessie's room. So we did this on a live stream just a couple of days ago as well. E and Oda helped with this room, so a very, very big shout out to those two for helping with this room and hanging out on stream. But basically, the point of this mega base was to make it look like I'm running experiments and just things like that. Just weird experiments and all these different trials and whatnot. And so this room, I know how it sounds. I get how it sounds. You don't have to tell me. I know. Okay, so like we're experimenting on like the cow's milk and how it can be applied to potions and stuff. Not that they can actually be applied to potions like actually in Minecraft other than getting rid of them, but you get the idea. It's for lore purposes. So we made Bessie's room right in here, and we made it kind of look like there's a fake sky up there, and give her her own little room over here. And then this room is where all of the experimenting happens. You can see the milk buckets laying around. We've got the brewing stands, and then we've got this here, which was, I think, inspired by like an espresso machine, but this is like a milk machine, I guess. And then I don't actually know what's going on here. I just know it looks cool. And then like right here, it makes it look like it's dripping milk through this pipe, which is the point of that stair up there, and the micro block there. And then it actually looks like right here, the milk is leaking through this area and down off the table into the floor. That was Oda's touch. Really nice, Oda. Really nice. And then because of, well, the cows jumping over the moon, naturally we had to add some cheese in here. You know, some of the moon blocks. Might as well. And that's pretty much it for Bessie's room. We got the chalkboard and everything, and it's such a cool room. E and Oda really did a fantastic job, and I say E and Oda because I basically did nothing in that room. But, yeah. So now we are going to head all the way back downstairs, because there's one other room that's up there, and it's still not done. It hasn't even been touched yet. All the way down here, you can see is the cyan area. And basically down here, we have got a mine entrance right here, which is not anything fancy, not anything special. I wasn't intending on this to be anything special. It just leads all the way down because I figured I might need more deep slate and more diamonds and stuff before the end of the season. And yeah, so that's just kind of there. And then over here, I've got my super smelter. And basically, you flick this lever up right here, and it sends a minecart on its way all the way around the room, and it bounces back and keeps circling around and whatnot. And then the fuel input minecart itself is right here, which goes back and forth. And that's pretty much it. All of the items get dropped off into these chests here, and that's really it. I basically made this room look pretty much the same as the storage room up top, and I quite enjoy how this room looks, honestly. I really like this cyan color. I think the red is just that much better. And then just last night, as a matter of fact, E and I was on chatting, and she came over here and she added in this emergency exit here, which, as you can tell, is not a real exit. But it is here, and it kind of fills up a spot. And honestly, it keeps me from making another room. But yeah, I actually kind of like that. I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty much it in terms of expansion, other than the roof up there, as you can see, which is probably the first thing you notice when we got in here. So what I wanted to do with the roof is I wanted it to tie in to all of the different colors that we've explored throughout here. So the red, the purple, and the cyan. And then we have the red, and then we have the blue, and I forgot to change out the gray for the purple. Whoops. I'll get to that eventually. And then there was another one down there that was green. And I think I had intentions on using a green color at some point, but I just didn't have enough levels for it. And by levels, I mean like the floors. So I went ahead and tied it in up there as well. So we've got all the different colors here, and it ties into this giant light feature here. And I really like how this looks. So this is something that I just did yesterday. I didn't record doing it. I just logged in and I said, you know what? I need to do something up there. And then I did something up there. So there we go. And that's pretty much it for everything that I have built in this season. And I don't think I could be any happier with how it's turned out. So before we wrap up this episode, I just want to have a little chat and just kind of tell you guys some of my thoughts and some of my plans and everything. So here it goes. Well, Season 1 is going to be coming to an end very soon. We actually anticipated starting Season 2 with, well, with the new 1.21 update. And so with that coming soon, I think we are probably going to get ready to wrap up very soon here and get ready to move forward with the next season. So yeah, that's kind of a thing. We've got a lot planned for Season 2. And by a lot planned, I mean a lot of things planned. And by we, I mainly mean them. I have not planned even so much as my starter house, or what I want to do in season, or even the skin I plan on using in that season, or literally anything. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, there's a lot going on, and there are new crafters joining us for that season, which is going to be epic. I can't wait for you guys to meet them here. It's going to be so much fun. I know you guys are going to enjoy them. I've already chatted with them and hung out with them some, and I think they're going to be a great addition to the CraftWorks family, and I hope you guys welcome them as well whenever that time comes. I'm not going to disclose who they are. I'm just going to leave that to your imaginations. But yes, that's pretty much it. I mean, season 1 will be coming to an end soon, which means I might have like one more episode after this, and then that might be it. Not entirely sure. I'm gonna just kind of play it by ear and see what happens, but I'm banking on at least one more episode here on the CraftWorks server in season 1 anyway, and that's pretty much it. So we've got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of things that we've got to be preparing for. And that's kind of part of the reason why I decided to do the world tour today. And if you've kept up with some of the other crafters, you will see that that some of them have already wrapped up, and some of them have just done world tours and things like that as well. So yeah, I think the community has kind of sensed this for a little bit now, and I think that's okay. I think we're ready for a fresh start. And honestly, season 1 was kind of a way for all of us to kind of test the waters with each other a little bit. I mean, we had a practice server before this, but it wasn't like the the real thing, And I think with all of us being so much more comfortable with each other and just getting used to recording with one another, and just the little family that we have put together here, I think season 2 is going to be one for the books. Let me tell you, I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. I know I'm going to really enjoy it, and it's going to be a blast. But yeah, other than that, I think that is just about it. I think that wraps up today's episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, you know the drill. Smash the like button, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Be sure to go check out all the other crafters as well. They need your love and support just as much as I do, because they wouldn't be doing this without any of you guys, So be sure to go and check them out as well. And I think that just about does it. My name is Lane, and I will catch you guys in the next one.